Hey there, Sagittarius, Sun, Sagittarius, Moon, Sagittarius, Rising. Welcome to your reading for December 26th through January 1st. I have to say, this looks like a very fun week for you. The cards that came out for your overall energy were the Pansy and the Carrot. So first, the complicated part about that is both of those cards really suggest. One of them is called Clarity, the other one's called Attraction. They really suggest the need to, one, not overthink a situation. Two, not let too many other people's opinions get in the way. So it's kind of like weeding out what it is that you need to weed out in order to get to the part that you want to get to. But both of them have a lot to do with the opportunity this week to really have some romantic type fun. And if you are saying, well, that is not my life, then this is your ability to really focus on what would that mean? So when you're setting your goals for 2023 and you're feeling like I don't have the romantic life that I would like to have, then how do I draw and attract that? And one of the ways, of course, is through self-worth, self-esteem, self-love. And when you are a Sagittarius rising, for instance, Capricorn season, which we are now in, is your second house of self-worth, self-esteem, self-value. And so there you go. It is all those things. It's very much that Taurus energy of determining and figuring out what it is that you want. And so really focusing on that for your New Year's resolutions and what it is that you want to manifest and create over the course of this next year. This next year carries the energy of the 7. Right? So it's 2023, 2 plus 2 plus 3 is a 7. And that 7 energy is about being in alignment, of taking, knowing what you want and then taking actions only that will move you in the direction of that goal. So for instance, that would be the weeding out process. Like, so you may have a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration, a lot of things that really excite you and you're really like, oh, I want to do that. But what is the end game? What is the end goal? Like really knowing what it is you're trying to accomplish by the end of the year and aligning yourself with those goals and taking actions that support them and considering strongly. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing some things for fun, right? In fact, one of your goals should be that I really enjoyed the year. But I do think that it becomes important that you understand that you can easily get sidetracked. It is the year of the rabbit, and I just heard the term rabbit hole. So it's really easy to get sidetracked and go down a rabbit hole into a direction that wasn't really in alignment. And so this year, as you're moving forward, as you're setting those intentions and those goals, really knowing what the end game is will allow you to know what choices and decisions to make. However, I want to say that this week looks like you could really have some romantic fun. It is not showing up in the cards. And so I think for some of you, or a majority of you that are watching this, even though that's the overall energy for Sagittarius, if you're watching this, it could be that you are seeking that. And it becomes really important to be what you seek, because that is when the power of attraction comes in. So if what you're looking for is someone who's self-sufficient and caring and nurturing of others, and whatever your criteria is, be that first, because like attracts like. And so when you're setting up your intentions for the year ahead, I think that's going to be really important, because what I'm seeing here looks very difficult energy. There's a lot of energy here about the need to master yourself and to complete cycles and to allow yourself to rest. So let's get into what we have. We do have this overall energy of the 3 of summer. This is a fun energy, and so I think this is what you are seeking, or you're doing a lot of that this week leading up into it, and it could be that you're a little exhausted. But it says news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations, births, friends you cherish. It can be a lot of fun. I think that everything in balance, right? This is okay. So Sagittarius, I believe that the major arcana that represent our signs are actually the lessons that we are supposed to learn. And so Sagittarius is represented by the card of Temperance, and that means things in balance to create and manifest something new and even better. So yes, having fun, and yes, dealing with what looks like some difficult energy. So it seems like on the outside you look like you're having a good time, and inside you're feeling like I should be feeling inside like I'm acting outside, and I haven't really gotten that figured out because there's some stuff that seems to be creating some anxiety. So let's get into what I see here in the cards. because your overall energy here, I mean, that's the overall, your key to the situation is this Five of Winter. And Five of Winter generally means things like, you know, somebody wins and somebody loses, and go for the win-win would be the way to handle that. And I think that's really important. But the Spirit chooses these decks for a reason, and so I really feel like they're trying to bring forward the messages that are in this particular deck for you. And this one says, walk away. Walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. And so it feels like there's this big decision-making process around a community situation where you are deciding, does this community fit or does it not? And this community could be in the workplace, within a family unit, could be a friends group. And so there's this need to really understand, what is your end goal? What is important to you? What do you value? What are you looking for? How do you bring the joy and the happiness into your life? And if things don't line up with that, are they worth the effort? And sometimes it is important. Sometimes you gotta, really work extra hard, because the end goal is, I want to pay off this credit card by the end of 2023. And so I need to stay at this job right now until I find one that actually makes more money, or I need a side hustle in addition to the one I have. And so it kind of sets up these parameters around what limits you in other ways, but it's your goal. So what is your goal? And that is really, I feel, the key to the situation. But walk away from things that are not in alignment with your highest good. Walk away from what doesn't work for you. In the area of how do you transform the situation, it's also walking away. We have the Eight of Winter, which would be like the Eight of Swords, where you're feeling stuck, but you're really not. And that's how you transform the situation, is by recognizing you're not really stuck. However, you do need to sit here this week in this energy and not just bolt out the door. This is careful consideration, clarity about what to weed out and what to leave in, about what it is you're trying to attract into your life. And so this is not the week to take this job and shove it, or slam the door and say to your parents, I'm never talking to you again. It's not the week for that. It is the week to consider, to think about, what am I trying to do here? What is my end goal? What is the most discernible action I can take that puts me in alignment with my overall goal and plan? This is really what you are aiming for this week when I'm looking at these cards. So here it says, you have what it takes if you only believe in yourself. Thinking you are powerless when you are not is not going to work for you, right? So it's your lack of confidence in your ability to manifest is kind of slowing you down. I want to encourage you not to get fired up and just make a decision, but to really consider it all the way through. Because swords are about thinking things through. And we have the Eight of Winter, the Five of Winter, these are swords, and the Four of Winter, which to anchor your energy into. Here's the energy of the Four of Winter. That means to wait. Okay, that means to rest this week. This means to nurture yourself, to catch your breath, to take care of yourself, to not go and hang out with people that you don't want to hang out with, because you need to take care of yourself, your physical, your mental, your emotional bodies, right? You need to do that because you need to do some thinking, because in the action to take, we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man, he pauses and he waits and he looks at things from a different perspective in order to gain the wisdom and knowledge he needs in order to decide what he needs to do to transform his life. Because this is the 12 and the card of transformation is the 13. And so it's the next step. It's the next leveling up. And after that, you get to your card, the 14, the temperance, the balance. And so you're in the spot right now where it is looking at things from a different perspective this week, really focusing on what is truly of value to you and what do you want to do with that, so you can determine which way you want to move forward. There is a cycle that is begging to be completed, the 10 of spring here, which is the 10 of Wands. It says to ask others for help. And so in the area of where you're seeking information and guidance, there's more information you need. You may have recently, because this is sort of like the past, present, future kind of energy, the way I look at it. And so, but it's also the energy of the week. But it feels to me like you have probably been asking people. And there is a lot of information. We have the carrots here. Because when you're planting carrots, you just draw a little trough in the sand and you sprinkle the seeds and then you lightly cover it up and tamp it down a little, right? And then in a few weeks, they all start popping up, and you have to make decisions. You cannot leave all the carrots there. You can't. So they won't have enough room to grow. They won't have enough nutrients to be even healthy for you. They'll just be skinny, nasty, and not tasty. And so you need to go through and like pull them out so that you're spreading them out so that there's one like every 3 inches. And so while you're doing this process, you know, that's kind of what it feels like you're doing in your life. Like you got all this information, all these little seeds, all these little nuggets of information that you've been gathering here with this 10 of Wands, lots of information coming in. And now it's your time to look at it as it's starting to pop up and decide, I want to grow this, but I can't grow these 2 things. I want to grow this, I can't grow these 2 things. And start picking through to create space for the dreams that you want to grow in the direction you want to go. But you need a plan, because before a farmer even plants, he always lays out, well, if you're a good farmer, you lay out a map of your garden of where things are going to go and what you're trying to accomplish there. And so this is a week to do that, to plan your garden and to figure out where you want to put your energy into. Because here in the energy of what is sapping your energy, we have the card of strength. And so I almost feel like you're trying to act like you've got it all together and you're on top of everything, but I think you're exhausted. And this is a week to allow yourself the downtime to rest and recoup and to consider what it is you want to do next. What is it that you want to go and handle next? In the area of the challenge, it is about resources. It's the 4 of Autumn, which is like the 4 of Pentacles. It says to manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save your money, and help those out that are less fortunate. Which is really interesting. It sounds very 6 of Pentacles. But I feel like what it's saying is if you do these things, you will get to the 6 of Pentacles where you have the balance, where you can get things back in alignment. In the area of resources, you have another 8. So, you know, we got this 8 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. We've got the 10 of Wands. We also have the 10 of Pentacles, though. And we have a lot of swords here. So this says the desire for a meaningful life and realizing it's time to move on and choosing to make major life changes in your area of resources. This is financial. This is emotional. This is physical. This is mental. This is the energy you're putting out into the world and the energy you're getting back. Something feels a little bit like it needs to be weeded out, like there's too many demands. And this is a week to sort out what is your goal? Where do you want to go from here? What is important? Because in the heart space moving forward, you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands. And so this is what you're trying to achieve, this sense of having it all. So it says to take the steps to ensure financial security of your children or your loved ones, or if you're single, yourself, for goodness sakes, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions in your heart. Focusing on what the end game is. The 10 of Pentacles to me is the having it all card. It is, and so in your heart space, feeling what it would feel like to have that. What does that look like? Really getting the picture, maybe doing a vision board to allow you to really see what it is that you're trying to accomplish here. And then taking steps that are in alignment with that and leaving the rest behind. The carrots, weeding things out. The pansy is something that comes forward in the spring and in the fall. And so it actually has 2 cycles of blooming. And so allowing yourself to see what needs to be done in the short term and then what would be blooming in the long term, and kind of breaking your year up that way to really look at it. Yeah, it's a week to really get down into what it is that matters to you. You have looking at the underbelly. Be sure that you're using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you're working on could use some fine-tuning. This is a week to figure out, to sort out, to understand, to take a pause, take a breath. Probably we're very busy for the holidays, Sagittarius. You like a good party and the sun was shining on you. But now it's time to really consider the second house energy really feels very strong. Plus, because it's Capricorn, it is this energy of the personal financial realm of our life, and our personal finances always expand when we have self-confidence, self-worth, self-esteem. So in order to improve your financial, you improve those things. And you have the card of the visionary. And so the visionary is definitely like not just the near term, but the long term. You want the big picture. You want to really pay attention to what means 10 of Pentacles to you. All right. I am on Facebook every day. This week on Sunday, the 25th, I know it's Christmas, but sometimes not everybody has such a great time. So I'm going to do the video, premiere the video with the live chat if you want to join. We're going to take a look at that Mercury in retrograde this week and how it will affect you, each of the signs of the zodiac and the overall energy for the week coming up. So you guys take really good care of yourself, get your priorities in order, and then that creates your roadmap. I think this was a week to make a roadmap for where it is you want to go. All right, you guys take great care, and I'll talk to you soon.